Hey guys, James from Discord here. So now we are going to start moving on to laying out the breakdown, which will then take us into the build up, which will then take us into the drop. So what I've done is I've moved all the chord sequence that we made earlier. I've just moved that to come straight after the intro here. What we like to do when we start laying out tracks is actually start dropping in locators at each section, because it just makes life so much easier when you're like trying to find, you go, where's that snare roll from the build up, and then you try and find the build up and you can't find it. So we like to just divide things up nicely like this. So there you go, intro, and then add another one there, add another one there. Why let me do that? Come on, mate, help me out here. There we go. Add a locator there for the breakdown. So yeah, so you can see I've just added these chords here and the vocal as well, which was on top. So we've got this arp here. We've got this arp here. Which it does lead us nicely. It sort of builds the tension nicely into this breakdown. But I think with having that and the vocal going at the same time, it's almost a bit too much to take in right away there. You almost want it to break down a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is, on the filter envelope for the arp, I'm going to just make it come all the way down, and then we'll extend it, and then we'll gradually bring the filter back up again, so that it all kind of swells and gets bigger towards the second half there. And also I'm going to grab that and I'm just going to move it down an octave. I think it would sound better. Yeah, that's one of those things where I can't tell you exactly why I knew that would sound better, but it just, in terms of what else is going on, that seems to fill a space a little bit better down there than it did higher up. So it's like, it feels like it's in the right place now, and that's just kind of a judgment thing that you'll learn as you do this more and more. You'll kind of, you'll start off just with that would be just a trial and error thing, and then eventually you just go, that I know that needs to be there, this needs to be higher, this needs to be lower, and that stuff will all come the more you get into writing tunes. Okay, so that's doing its job nicely. What we're going to do as well is add some more, then after we've done the arrangement, we're going to add some effects and stuff, so sort of sweeps and white noise, things like that, because it does sound a little bit dead, kind of just going straight from here into here. But once we've got some rises and stuff in there, it'll get a lot more exciting. So the vocal, let's just look at the vocal. So what I'm going to do with this is, first of all, I'm going to add some reverb. So I want a really huge reverb for this. So I'm going to go into reverb hall, which is the bigger spaces. So all right, cathedral, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to put it before the OTT as well, because what that means is it just squishes it all together and just makes it sound huge, basically. So and I'm just going to put an EQ afterwards, and just there'll be loads of rumble on there probably. Yeah. What I'm also going to do with that vocal is to add a bit more presence and make it just bigger in the mix. I'm just going to Command D to duplicate that track. Then I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to, instead of being -5, I'm going to put them up an octave from -5, which is +7. Obviously octaves are 12, so you go up 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that takes you to 7. Now with the warp settings on this, what you'll find is if you're pitching a sound down, you're going to want to keep the formants, most times you want to keep the formants up near the top end, and if you're pitching stuff up, you're going to want to keep them down, because the thing is, when you pitch a sound down, you lose high end because all the frequencies are getting lower, which doesn't happen as much if you're pitching them up. So that's why the formants are needed for when you're pitching sounds down. But we're putting this up, so I'm going to bring these right down now. And this is going to be probably way too loud. We'll burn like the sun. We'll burn like the sun. So fierce in your light, the sun, it burns my eyes. So now in the mix, that's just going to sound way bigger and more present. I'm just going to keep that going. So I'm going to I'm going to just drag that so it happens again. Try and put it in the right place. Okay. Just drag that out. So and also what I'm going to do with this one, thinking ahead to the build up, we're going to want a part of the vocal to loop and then pitch up. So what I'm going to do is on the first beat of this last bar, I'm just going to take a beat and loop it. So Command D 3 times. So straight away you can hear that would start to make a pretty decent build-up sound. So just going to do it once there to kind of tease it. Then I will just duplicate that. So now everything's happening a bit soon there. So that's kind of the breakdown more or less done. Like I said, we're going to come back, add some risers, some white noise, which is going to add a lot more kind of movement to this area and then this area where it takes us into the build up. And if you come back in the next part, we're going to move on to that build up where we loop the vocal, going to pitch it up, do a reverb trick on it, which we use all the time, so which you're going to I mean it just works so well for build up, so look out for that. And then we'll just add some snare rolls, things like that, to just build the excitement towards the drop. So yeah, come back in the next part and we will make the build up.
If you like this course, why not head over to sonicacademy.com, where we have hundreds of complete track builds in every genre imaginable, including all the project files and samples. You'll also find tutorials on plugins and synths, mixing and mastering, over 250 tech tips, artist interviews, along with our award-winning plugins, samples and preset packs.